Hi, dears. Now, starting with the summary of chapter number 6, one of the smallest chapter. And this chapter number 6 is about one essay. Which essay? Essay 230, which is audit documentation. Okay. Audit documentation, which is essay 230, chapter number 6. Oh, ma'am, this much weightage? No. What I say says is chapter number 4 and chapter number 6. 4 is audit evidence, along with chapter number 6, weightage is huge, 12 to 18% mark. Now, throughout this chapter, chapter 6, we are going to cover only one essay, which is nothing but essay 230. 230 is audit documentation. This audit documentation is also referred in SQC 1, which is there in chapter 11. Right? So, can we start with chapter summary? Yes. First part. What is audit documentation? Audit documentation is a record of audit procedures performed, audit evidences obtained, and audit conclusions arrived. This can be maintained in paper form, electronic form, or any other media. Now, Essay 230 is talking about general audit documentation. Say, for example, materiality, they are asking you to document. Is it in Essay 230 or 320? That is very specifically in 320. 230 is talking about general documentation. Now, second, the purpose of audit documentation. What is the purpose of maintaining audit documentation? Purpose. Purpose of maintaining audit documentation is this is the evidence. What? Evidence that audit was planned and performed as per the requirements. Not only that, evidence regarding achievement of overall objectives regarding issuing the report. Now, audit documentation is the enables the team to plan and perform the audit, future reference, accountability, responsibility, direct and supervise, external inspection, ICI review, etc. Guys, this is a summary. So fast, come on. Third. Form, content, and extent of audit documentation. The audit documentation mainly comprises of nature, timing, and extent of what we do, audit procedure. From that, what you get? Significant results. And the main evidences and conclusions arrive. Now, this extent and content of audit documentation depends upon certain factors. Factors which affects audit documentation, like nature, size of the entity, audit procedures performed, risk, significance of evidences, audit tools and methods, exceptions identified, etc. Okay, so certain factors have to be seen while determining the form and content. Now, audit documentation summary. Now, there are three types of audit documentation. First one is audit completion memoranda, which is otherwise called as audit documentation summary. For large and complex audit, I repeat, for large and complex audit, there will be a summary file. Okay, summary file or the file in which significant matters, important matters, വലിയ matter, മുഖ്യமான important matters will be recorded. Such file is called as audit documentation summary or audit completion memoranda. Generally, it is there for large audit. Second type is audit file. Audit file refers to one or more folders pertaining to an engagement. Say, for example, you are doing the audit of an entity. Say, for example, Puttu Limited. Okay. In that particular audit, you are having 4 folders. All the 4 folders relating to Puttu Limited audit. Together, you call it as audit file. So, one or more folders, maybe electronic or paper form, relating to an engagement. is called as the audit file. Then there is something called as audit notebook. This audit notebook is nothing but query book or the doubtful matters which the articles write, the query book, observations which is written. That book is called as the audit notebook. Then assembly of final audit file. Yeah. Yes. The working paper should be assembled on a timely basis. Within how many days? Within 60 days of completion. And it is only an administrative process, no new procedure, no new conclusion, but one or more paper can be deleted, discarded, added, etc. And it should be maintained for minimum 7 years. Whose property? It is the property of auditor. Can it be given to the client? Answer is yes, at his discretion. Can you disclose it to the third party? No, unless client permits or required by law. So, what is documentation? Purpose and scope of documentation, form, content, extent of documentation, audit documentation summary, otherwise audit completion memoranda, then audit file, then assembly of audit file, then regarding ownership of audit documentation. So this documentation will comprises of mainly significant matters. So through this chapter, you will be familiar with all the concepts of audit documentation. And as I said, it is also interlinked with SQC1. Why and how? The maintenance of audit documentation is a part of firm's policies and procedure, and these documentation should be kept confidential. So it's a part of SQC1, firm level. It's part of firm's policies and procedures. So guys, chapter number 6 over. In chapter number 6, we are just dealing with one essay, which is essay 230, very small chapter and very easy chapter. Do it well. All the best.